Hi, Taehyung lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung lovers channel around the world. And this time, don't you dare skip the first 3 seconds. Because what you're about to see isn't just a casual K-pop idol moment. This is something that split the public, confused them, even made some a little angry. How is it possible that Kim Taehyung, a global superstar who usually dominates massive stages, suddenly disappears into the world of Pokemon? Not a concert, not a major event, but an ordinary amusement park in Tokyo. Coincidence? Or is there something he deliberately hiding? And what's even more surprising the more you watch, the more it all feels like a movie scene that's too perfect to be real. In this video, we're going to break it all down from his mysterious appearance at Yomiuriland, the hidden details behind the falling asleep narrative connected to Professor Oak, to the mask-off moment that reveals a side of Kim Taehyung the public rarely sees. We'll also talk about why his presence among characters like Squirtle, Psyduck, and Snorlax isn't just nostalgia, but could be part of a deeper storytelling. And the most intriguing question of all, is this just a casual moment, or actually a clue to something much bigger? So before we dive deeper, write your opinion in the comments right now. Is this pure coincidence or the genius strategy of a world-class idol? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because the more people know this story, the more the world sees a side of Kim Taehyung that is rarely revealed. And trust me, by the end of this video, you might see everything in a completely different way. Tokyo, April 2026. One question immediately hits public consciousness. Why would a global star choose to disappear into a world so simple, so light, almost childlike? At a time when the world knows him as a stage icon, Kim Taehyung's appearance happens in the most unexpected place, not a grand concert, not an official event, but a Pokemon-themed amusement park in Tokyo. And precisely because of that, this moment feels far more powerful, more provocative, quietly stirring public emotion. That morning in Tokyo looked ordinary. Sunlight touched the city gently. People moved in routines that never seemed to change. But in the Yomiuriland area, something felt different. A scene formed without visible manipulation, like a film fragment too perfectly arranged to be called coincidence. In front of a white fountain decorated with iconic creature statues, Kim Taehyung stood calmly. His all-black outfit, bucket hat, mask, minimalist silhouette visually clashed with the colorful world around him. Beside the fountain, characters like Squirtle created a strong sense of nostalgia. But this wasn't just a tourist photo. It felt like the opening scene of a main character who had just entered another world. The narrative he wrote himself strengthened that impression. I fell asleep, and Professor Oak isn't here, he wrote, directly referencing Professor Oak. This reference is too specific to ignore. It's not just a joke, but part of a conscious storytelling, as if he's playing a role in a world he created himself. He's not just visiting, he's playing. And this is where the public begins to split between those who see it as a casual moment and those who see something deeper. This location points to the Yomiuriland amusement area, which had just introduced a Pokemon-themed zone, an immersive world referred to in the text as Poke Park Kanto. With its opening linked to February 2026, the place is described as a new sacred spot in Tokyo, and visually, that claim feels justified. Visitors crowd the area, enjoy an atmosphere that blends an amusement park with a living Pokemon world. The area known as Poke Park Kanto in Yomiuriland itself has been in the spotlight since its opening in February 2026. Designed as an immersive space, it intentionally blurs a line between reality and fantasy. Visitors don't just observe, they enter the Pokemon world. When Taehyung appears there, the narrative becomes far more complex. He's no longer just a visitor. He looks like part of that world itself. In the background, people pass by without realizing they share the same space with one of the most influential global figures. No spotlight, no distance, no special treatment. And that's exactly what makes the public question. Is this truly spontaneous, or is something being deliberately hidden? Shifting the atmosphere dramatically, the mask that once covered his face is now gone, and for a moment, the public sees a far more personal side. Taehyung smiles softly, Wearing a bright yellow Psyduck had a choice that contrasts with the elegant image long associated with him. Beside him, a large Snorlax plush stands, a symbol of calm and sleep, ironically aligning with the falling asleep narrative he created earlier. He raises his hand in a simple peace sign, without effort. Yet, that's where the power lies. In a single frame, the mood shifts from mysterious to warm, from distant to close. But that closeness triggers an even sharper question. If he can appear this relaxed, how much of himself has he never shown before? Capturing the back of a man in a nighttime crowd. He wears a striking red head covering and a denim jacket with bold graphics. His steps are calm, almost in contrast to surrounding chaos. People pass by, unaware that the moment has its own rhythm. The camera chooses a rear angle, as if intentionally preserving the mystery. This isn't just walking into transition, like the opening of a film slowly pulling us into a deeper world. No dialogue, only atmosphere. And that's where its strength lies. Other text fragments he shared about a research book, about becoming Spider-Man, even about Simba can't be taken literally. This is a signature style that blurs the line between reality and imagination. But in this context, many see it as a form of deliberate escapism. When the world demands perfection, he chooses to play. When the public expects a big statement, he offers a small story. And that's where both the appeal and the unease lie. Because the public doesn't just want to see, they want to understand. And when meaning isn't given directly, curiosity turns into pressure. Nightfall brings a different tone, deeper, quieter, far more emotional. Under Tokyo's glowing city lights, another scene appears like a slowed-down film sequence. A man walks through the crowd, captured from behind. He wears a striking red head covering and a bold denim jacket. His steps are calm, almost too calm for the surrounding chaos. No dialogue, no facial expression, just a moving silhouette. Yet that's where the power lies. This isn't just movement, it's transition. A shift from the outer world into something more intimate. The next scene brings us into a quieter space. A glass table, soft lighting, and two figures standing face to face. One of them is Taehyung. No dramatic gestures, no attempt to draw attention. Yet his presence creates a strong emotional gravity. A simple drink on the table becomes a visual center, but its meaning feels much wider. This isn't about what is seen, but what is felt. About unspoken distance. About moments too brief to explain, yet too powerful to forget. Factually, there is no real-time evidence confirming that all these moments happen at the exact same time or within a clearly defined context. There is no official confirmation, no statement from the agency. What exists are visual fragments, personal narratives, and public interpretations that grow wildly. But in the digital era, perception is often stronger than fact. And in this case, Taehyung seems to understand that very well. In the end, the greatest appeal of all this doesn't lie in the location, not in the Pokemon characters, not even in the beautiful visuals. It lies in the contrast he creates. A global star capable of controlling tens of thousands on stage, yet choosing to sink into a simple moment among fountains and cartoon characters. A figure so massive in the eyes of the world, yet appearing so small, so human, in an unexpected space. And perhaps that's exactly why the public can't stop watching. Because behind all of this, there's one unanswered question. Is this just an ordinary moment, or a part of a much bigger story that is yet to be fully revealed? And at this point, we return to the question that has been hitting everything from the very beginning. Is this just an ordinary moment, or something deliberately hidden by Kim Taehyung? Because the deeper we look, the clearer it becomes this is not just a visit to Yomiuriland, not just photos with characters like Squirtle or Snorlax. This is a fragment of an unfinished story, and perhaps intentionally left hanging. Thank you for watching until the end. If you think this is just a coincidence or a massive code, yet be solved, write your opinion in the comments right now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoy content like this. If not, feel free to skip, because Taehyung Lovers channel never forces anyone. But one thing is certain, this story isn't over. Stay tuned for the next updates only on Taehyung Lovers. Thank you, stay safe, and see you next time. Because the next moment might just change the way we see everything.